Hi everyone! So I'm just going to continue where we left off, creating Vanellope von Schweetz from the movie Wreck-It Ralph. Please don't forget that you can use any color and just create a regular doll. So to review, these are the supplies that you're going to need to create her. The 7mm was the eyes, and I'm going to continue off. So I do hope you enjoy. Now I'm going to show you how to do her skirt, and there's 2 rounds to the skirt. Both rounds are with a half double crochet. So this is round 1 and this is the pattern right here. What we're going to do is first with your hook, you're going to find where you're going to start. So you want to get comfortable. So I'm going to start from the bottom up. So from the bottom of her shoes, I'm at the back, and you're going to see this one little loop here on the black. That's the only loop you're going to be grabbing when you're doing her skirt. So go through one of the loops at the back, so that single little black loop. Now I want to move in, but just so you know, we're going to repeat this pattern 12 times. We're going to start off with 1 half double crochet in the first stitch. Then we're going to do 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. 1, 2, 1, 2. So you'll see I have 2 bands to create a half double crochet, and then I have 4 bands to create 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. So I think that's pretty clear, so let's see if we can just kind of get closer. And now grab your stitch from the bottom towards the top of her head, and you're going to bring 1 band through on your hook, so you have 2 loops. Bring your next band through just that first little loop and on your hook. So this is what you have. And you're going to slide. So at the end of this round, you are going to have 36 stitches. So go in your next little black loop, that single loop, and we're going to do 2 half double crochets. So grab the first band and bring it through the first little loop on your hook, so you have 3 loops. Bring your second band through just your first loop and on your hook. So you have 4 loops and slide. Now you're going back in that same chain to repeat another half double crochet. Bring your band through that loop on the body on your hook. So you have 3 loops. And bring your band through your first loop and on your hook. So you have 4 loops. And slide. Going to your next single band, and you're going to do 1 half double crochet. So bring your band through that band that was on the body on your hook. You have 3 loops. Bring your second band through your first loop on your hook, so you have 4 loops, and slide. Now going on to the next chain, you're going to do 2 half double crochets on your hook, 3 loops. Bring your second band through your first loop on your hook, 4 loops, and slide. You're going back in that same chain that you were just in and do another one. Through your loop on your hook, bring your band. You're bringing this first loop over, so just slide underneath. On your hook, you have 4 loops and slide. So I just did 2 half double crochets in that one stitch. Going to the next single little band that you see there and do a half double crochet. Bring your second band underneath your first little loop and on your hook. So this is what it's looking like so far. And you're going to go to the next and do 2 half double crochets through your loop on your hook, second band just under your first loop, on your hook, 4 loops, and slide. And repeat by going in the second, in that same stitch. Do another half double crochet. Under your first loop and slide. Let's see if I can go closer. So now I'm going to my next stitch with 1 half double crochet underneath, grab the end, 3 loops, don't slide. Your next band, just bring your first loop over onto that band, end on your hook, 4 loops and slide. The next stitch with 2 half double crochets underneath your band, just underneath the first loop on your hook and slide. You're going back in that same stitch to do another half double crochet, 3 loops and slide. The next stitch, 1 half double crochet underneath the first stitch, 4 loops and slide. Going to the next stitch, you're doing 2 half double crochets under your stitch on the body, the end on your hook, you have 3 loops, bring your second underneath your first loop on your hook and slide. The next stitch, back in that same stitch. That's why I lay out the bands. I can't talk and loom at the same time. Bring your band under your first stitch, on your hook and slide. Now I'm going to repeat 1 half double crochet, and moving on to the next stitch, 2 half double crochets in that same stitch, back in, and you're going to repeat this 6 more times. Let's see if I can move this over. You can pause me and do this without listening. I'm just going to loom. If you've done my other tutorials, I'm pretty sure you know how to do this. I just get afraid that some people don't. So you're just going to repeat until you get to the end. And slide back in. Back in. And I'm going to go back into this one. So now you want to attach your stitch marker to the band that's around your hook. And for the next round, we're just going to go around doing a half double crochet to each stitch. So this is what you should have so far. So for round 2, again, we're just going on each chain that you see here. So if you open it up, you're going to see your little chains here. Each chain you're doing a half double crochet all the way around. So again, I'm going to go from the bottom up. So this is my first chain, and to each chain you're just doing a half double crochet. So going to the next chain, you're going to bring your band through your chain, on your hook, bring your second band under your first chain, on your hook, and slide. And then just open it up to find your chains. So you're doing this till you get to your stitch marker. The last band, you're doing a slip knot to tie it closed. I'm just going to repeat one more time. Go underneath through your chain, bring your band through your chain, on your hook. So you have 3 loops. Take another band, attach to your hook, support with your finger, and you're just bringing this one loop over. Grab the end of your band, so you have 4 loops that look like this, and slide. And one more time, go through your chain, bring your band through your chain, on your hook, 3 loops. Take a second band, bring this first loop over your band, grab the end of your band, you have 4 loops, and slide. Now, pause the video, continue, and come back to me when you're done. I'll come back to the last stitch and we'll do a slip knot together. So I'm at the last stitch where my stitch marker is, and I'm going to do my half double crochet and a slip knot at the same time. So bring your band, go in your chain, bring your band through your chain, on your hook. Take your last band and you want to bring it through all of the stitches that are on your hook and do a slip knot to tie it closed. You can remove that stitch marker and you can try to hide this, but I bet it would be better if you hide it when you're completely done. So I'm just going through some of the little loops here. And then bring it to the back, and their skirt's on. Now what we're going to do is sew the hair onto the head. You want the slip knot at the back. And I'm going to show you the original one. So slip knot at the back. Now the original one, the eyes are in the same placement, and you can see how far around it is. So if I show you, counting where the eye is, there's a hole here, 1, 2, and 3. just to show you. 1, 2, and around the same, the 3. Now, in the back, here's her neck. And you can see where I started. Just say the holes, 1, 2, and 3, just to show you. You're going to sew around, making sure as best as you can that the hair is touching the top of the hair. The head is touching the top of the hair. Now, I'm going to start at the back. And if I do that same kind of placement, we're going to do 25 single crochets, just so you know, all the way around. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So just to try to kind of be the same as my original one, here's a hole, 1, 2, and 3. So I'm about here. This is where I am, grabbing the stitch right about here. And I'm going to grab from the head and then the chain on the hair. And I'm going to bring my band through. Now with your hook, just go right beside, so wherever your hook is going, that's the stitch that you're going to grab. Now you want to kind of just be on the same size as stitch over. Bring your hook through your 2 chains. There you go. Now, as you're going, you want to make sure that your head is flush with the hair. And just with your hook, just put it on an angle, like straight down, and that's the stitch that you're going to grab. So wherever your hook is, grab on the head, then the hair, and bring your band through the 2 chains on your hook and side. Now the same thing, let your hook be your guide. And you're just going around. I'm just making sure that the head is still touching the hair as best as I can do it. Just gonna undo. Now I'm just going to check to make sure that this is going on even to the other side. and I have one more. I don't know if I miscounted my bands, but you should have 25 stitches. This is my last band, and I'm just going to do a slip knot. So I'm going to bring my band through all of the loops, grab the end, and slide just to secure it. And I'm okay with my placement of my hair. I don't have any gaps up here, and I'm okay. It looks like a little bit lower than my original one, but I think I also have a little bit more stuffing in this one. So I think I'm okay with this one. Now, to continue with her hair in the front, we're going to be doing half double crochets to each chain around. I'm going to skip a center chain, and I'm going to start on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hook through, and I'm going to do a half double crochet to each chain. So I'm doing 5, 10, 15, 24. Because I'm going to skip this chain in the center. So whatever side you'd like to start on, you can get comfortable. Either this side or this side. This is going to be my center stitch that I am not going to use. So I might go this way on the right. So here's the center, and I'm just one over. Now take your first band and bring through on your hook. Take your second band, bring your first loop over, and put the other end on your hook. 3 loops, and slide. Now going on to the next chain, you're just repeating half double crochet. Brought it through, and use your second band and bring your first loop over. Put the end on your hook. You have 4 loops and slide. The next chain, same thing. Second band, bring your first loop over, on your hook, 4 loops, and slide. The next chain. Bring your band through, on your hook, bring your band, first loop over, on your hook, you have 4 loops and slide. And just going on to the next chain, same thing. Your last band, you're going to do a slip knot to tie it closed. Bring your first loop over on your hook. Just to each chain. First loop over, I'm on the other side of the slip knot. This is not my chain is right here because we've already used that side of the slip knot. Oops. And if you want to see what it's starting to look like, this is what it's looking like. Just like the skirt, same thing. So this is my last one. I'm going to bring my band through. I'm going to bring this band through all of the loops, grab the end, and slide. And you can see that I have the one stitch that I didn't use. Now what I'm going to do is her left side hair piece that comes down. So you're going to go 3 stitches over. It works for me. It might not work for you. So you just kind of want it, here's the eye, you want it a little bit, you want it beside her eye. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and 3 and put my hook through that chain. And I'm going to do a chain of 5. So using 5 bands, bring it through and on your hook. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now leave these 2 bands on your hook, and you want to use 5 bands again. 3, 4. We're going to use 5 bands, and I'm going to bring 1 band, do a single crochet in each chain, and then I'm going to do a slip knot back in the hair part. So keep these bands on your hook, and you're just going to turn your hook and go through the chain above and bring a band through. You can see I'm holding on to my original bands that were at the end. I have 4 loops and slide. Go up through the center of that chain and bring your band through and just do a single crochet. Back. Last chain. And I'm back at the hair, so I'm going to go in and bring this band through all the loops to tie it off. Now we're going to do her right side. And I'm going to go to the 4th chain to the side. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to go down here. So it's a little bit further than this one is to the eye. So the 4th. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this time I'm going to do a chain of 4. So I have my chain of 4, and I'm going to use 4 bands, and I'm going to do the same thing as we did on the other side. Keeping these 2 bands on my hook, I'm going to go above and bring my band through, 4 loops and slide, go to the next chain above, the next chain, and now I'm at the hair, so go in the hair, chain, bring your band through all the loops and tie it off. Now we're going to do her hood. There's 4 rows, 4 rounds that we're going to do, and they're going to be half double crochets. The marking that you're going to do is use 2 stitch markers. And you want to do this, you want to have your stitch markers on either side here, and you want to have 4 stitches that aren't being used. So you can see 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I have 4 empty stitches in the center. So again, stitch marker, 1, 2, 3, 4, stitch marker. Now I'm going to do 11 half double crochets around. So where your stitch marker is, go through the chain and you're going to do a half double crochet. So I have 11 that I'm going to do till I get to my next stitch marker. I'm assuming that you know how to do the half double crochet now. Bring your band through, bring your first loop over on your hook and slide. You're grabbing the chain, so there's 2 loops that you're grabbing, and your half double crochet. Do this till you get to the next stitch marker. Now I'm going to remove this stitch marker and I'm going to add it to the band that's around my hook. Now for round 2, what we're going to do is reverse stitch, and I'm going to do 10 half double crochets till I get to the stitch marker, to my last chain. So you're going to kind of be below the stitch marker. Stitch marker's up here, and this is your last chain. So go reverse. You're going to go where your band is coming out of. You're going to go on that same chain. Bring your band through on your hook. Bring your band underneath that first loop, and you're going back. So I'm at the end. Remove the stitch marker and you can add it to this band that's around your hook. Now for round 3, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go reverse. We're going to do 10 half double crochets, 5 and 10, until we get to our stitch marker. So you're going to go in where your band is being pulled. Bring your band through your chain and on your hook. Second band underneath your first loop, on your hook, and slide. And continue. Oops. So at the end, you want to remove your stitch marker and add it to the band that's around your hook. Round 4, the last round, we're going to do the reverse again, and you're going to do 10 half double crochets, 5 and 10. Your last band, you're going to do a slip knot to tie it closed. So start in where your band is being pulled and just do your half double crochet. This is your last band, so you're going to do a slip knot to tie it closed. Bring it through all the loops. And you can remove your stitch markers. And it will just automatically curl up. Now let's go ahead and sew on the arms. And I'm just going to place them right at the side and right underneath the hood. So I'm going to find the side of the body and I'm going to bring my 3 sewing bands through. So I'm going to go through a chain on the body, bring my band through, go to the next chain underneath the body there, bring my next sewing band through and slide. Go to the next, grab my band and slide. Turn the body around, and I'm going to grab onto one of the sewing bands on the arm and I'm going to tie this off with a single band. And for the other side, same thing. Find your placement. And I'm going to go right underneath. Turn her around and grab that sewing band. Now all of these little slip knots, you can find little spots to bring them through, and I'm pretty sure that's pretty straightforward where we can hide them. And the same thing with all of these. These ones on the hood, you can go through some of the stitches and just tuck it away there. Now we're going to do our drawstring on either side. I'm going to use a single band for each side. So you want to just go on the side here. This is our first round of our hood. And you want to bring the band through and do a slip knot and give it a tug. Now you're going to stretch it and you're going to do a little knot. If you can see, I'm just going to stretch the band, do a little knot. Just like that, and the other side. Do a slip knot. Give it a stretch, and try to make a knot. Now let's go ahead and make the mouth. So you're going to use 2 red bands and I'm going to tie them together. And I'm going to attach this inside and use one of the skin tone bands to tie it with a slip knot. So I'm going to go through, let's say, find your placement. I'm going to skip 1, 2, and I'm going to go at the 3rd. So you can see I have 2 empty holes here and bring my band through. Grab some of the stuffing. Grab your end. And I'm going to tie this off. And I'm going to have to remove some of the stuffing here that I took out. turn the mouth, and I'm going to go through the side and bring my skin tone band through. Now we're going to do her ears. I'm going to do her left side first. So what I want you to do is find your placement. I will kind of guide you where to go. So you're going to see your eye. 1, this is the whole 1, 2, and 3. I'm just going to grab right here. And I'm going to do 4 single crochets down. So I'm going to bring my first band through. I'm going to go right below that. So it's kind of going towards the eye, not the stitch that's behind. Bring your band through and do a single crochet. Now I'm going to go down. So now the stitch is kind of behind. This is just something that you could follow. It might not be exact. And now the stitch is going towards the eye again. And bring your band through. And now this is where you want to just check the placement if it's okay with you. Now you could just leave this piece right here just like that. You could have did a slip knot with this one. I am going to do a full ear. It's up to you with the amount of bands that you have. Now I'm going to reverse. So I have 3 chains. I'm going to bring a band through, do a single crochet where my band is being pulled. And bring your band through. The next chain. And the last. So now I'm going to go down, I'm going to reverse down and just do 2 single crochets and do a slip knot with the last band. So I'm going to go in where my band is being pulled. So now I'm going from the back towards the front. And the last chain, or sorry, the middle chain here, this is my last band. You're going to do a slip knot. And then you're going to hide this band. And then you're just going to fix this hair piece at the end. Now we're going to do her right ear, and you're going to do the same thing. There's the eye, so this is 1, 2, and 3, and this is where I'm going to catch. And we're going to do 4 single crochets going down, same as the other ear. You want to just check the placement. I just want to make sure that I'm even with the other ear. And now I'm going to reverse. So I'm going to go in my stitch where my band is being pulled. And I'm going to do 3 single crochets, so 1 band in the next 3 chains. And I'm going to reverse. Now for round 3, just 2 bands, so 1 in the first 2 chains. The last band, do a slip knot. So where it's getting pulled, add 1 band. And your middle stitch, add 1 band and do a slip knot. And you just want to fix that up. There's a lot of tugging right there. And you can hide that band. I'm just going through the stitches. Now we're going to create her pocket for the front of her sweater, and we're going to do 4 rounds. Our first round, what we're going to do is we're going to do a chain of 6. So you're going to use 7 bands total. That's your cap band. Then we're going to do a reverse stitch of 6, reverse of 6, and reverse of 6. So let's go ahead and make a chain of 6. Take a single band and wrap it around your hook 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Now, chain 6. Now you're going to reverse. So making sure that your chain is nice and flat, keep these 2 bands on your hook and just turn your hook. And you're going to bring 1 band through each chain. You're even going to go through the cap band at the end. And now you're going to go through these 3 little loops that you first started with, your chain, the cap, and bring your band through. The cap on your hook and slide. Now you're just going to turn this piece around and work the opposite way, starting where your band is being pulled, go through, and you're just doing the same thing, adding 1 band to each chain. And at the end, all you're going to do is turn it around. And you're going to do the same thing, 1 band to each chain, total 6 bands. The last band, do a slip knot to tie it closed. Last chain, last band, do a slip knot. And there's your pocket. Now to attach your pocket to her sweater, what you're going to do is you have 6 stitches. So you're going to use 6 bands. you want to make sure, you want to count your stitches on the body. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You want them kind of even. So if you start here, your pocket's going to end up over here. So you're going to grab the stitch on the sweater, the stitch on the pocket, and you're going to bring your band through, but you're going to do a slip knot on each band that you're sewing around. So a little slip knot. The next stitch on the sweater, the pocket, do a slip stitch, and continue. You want to try to stay even. And the last one. Give it a tug. And I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom. I'm going to use 6 rubber bands. And I'm just catching the bottom. So I'm going to grab the sweater. I think I'm going to start on this side. Sorry. So I'm just going to grab, the teal, not the black, and go through the chain and do slip knots again. So bring it through all. I'm just grabbing the teal color. Bring it through all. The last one, you want to give it a tug to secure it. Fix it up. And you can hide these slip knots after. Now the last thing I'm going to do is do the little stitches that are on her sweater. That's optional. I'm going to take a single band, red, and I'm just going to go through the stitch on her pocket. So I'm going to go through a couple. I'm just trying to go through this one. So I'm skipping the little hole there, and I'm just going to bring a band through, grab the end, and I'm going to tie this off with a teal band. And I'm going to do that right beside. So I'm just skipping a hole right there. And I'm going to bring a single red band and tie it off. And then you're just going to turn the red band so that the teal goes in the back, and then you can hide the band. And it goes through the sweater. And she's done. You can just hide all these little slip knots, but I do hope that you like her. Thanks for watching. And please subscribe down below. I have a lot more designs to load, and I'll see you next time with another. Bye for now.